Okay, we got the Volantex Ranger out again. I maidened it yesterday, and I had great trouble getting it to take off from the grass because basically, because it just has this sort of skid-like thing in the middle here, and it kept sort of rocking from side to side, and one wing or the other would hit the grass, and then it would just spin round. So I had great trouble getting it to take off from the grass. So I've tried, I don't know whether they're going to work, putting these little skids on the wings. They're just stuck on with double-sided tape, so they may well fall right off, but I didn't want to attach them too permanently. Just like the skids made out of popsicle sticks and foam. I'm hoping that'll make it run more. I don't know whether it'll work or not. It might make it pivot round more, who knows. But the idea was that it would make it, maybe run more evenly along the grass and take off better. And I've got the drone view on it again. I've tried to fix the drone view down a bit better on a flat area of the camera mount and fix it down firmly because it seemed to be vibrating, wobbling a bit yesterday. I can certainly see the screen on the laptop a lot better than when because I did it at lunchtime before. There you go. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's the drone view recording, because the drone view, one downside of the drone view is that it has a maximum file size of video length of 5 minutes, and then it stops, saves a file, and starts a new file every 5 minutes, and you can't change that. And you can change that sort of thing on the like say the Mobius. The Mobius, you can set it to 5, 10, 15 or unlimited, limited only by maximum file size, which I think is 4 gigabytes. But you can't change it on the drone view. It's just always 5 minutes. So you get 5 minutes, then it drops out for a bit, saves the file and starts a new file. So you'll see those dropouts on the onboard video, and that's just because of that. I just hope these skids are going to work and do something, but we don't really know. Let's hope. Well, one of the skids fell off, I saw. It's on the runway there. I think they did help, though, even though one of them fell off during takeoff. They were only tacked on. God, visibility is not that great. It's not. I don't know why I'm having so much trouble seeing. I mean, it seems quite clear and everything, but maybe there's a little bit of mist in that direction, because I was having trouble seeing him there. I got a bit worried there. I was having trouble seeing the plane. I don't know, and I've been struggling trying to fight off a cold. I was going to say a summer cold, but I guess it's not a summer cold anymore now. It's pretty blizzard and wintry. I'm trying to fight off a cold, and it's pretty darn cold. It's only like, the sun's coming up now, so it'll warm up, but it's not very far above freezing at the moment. 4 or 5 degrees or something. I can see my breath. We're gliding here. So I think the concept of those skids is sound, so I may glue them on a bit more permanently. Not necessarily exactly permanently. That propeller don't half windmill, because it's not a folding propeller. I had no throttle on there, but the propeller, of course, is all still busily turning because it can't do anything else, basically. I think they should have put a folding propeller on this, I have to say. I mean, if it's like a powered glider, folding propellers a much better idea. Then, then when you cut the power, it folds and it's not creating drag. As it is, the propeller is, that's pretty high. I don't want to go any higher than that, given the visibility is not super great. The propeller is just, because the propeller doesn't fold, then it's just windmilling all the time there. It's turning away with the air, and creating drag. So, I really think, I don't know why they did not put a folding propeller on this. Most planes, I would say, of this sort, that are essentially pusher or even tractor, whatever, powered gliders, have a folding propeller. Why on earth they did not put it? Economy is about the only reason I can think of, because it's cheaper to put a non-folding propeller on. But I think it's, I don't know. I'd have to look, see if I don't know how easy it's going to be to replace it with a folding propeller. It's just on a standard kind of collet mount sort of thing. Yeah. I'm not sure what it is. It's like about, not a very big propeller, maybe 6-inch, 5-inch, something like that. With a fairly high pitch, though. Yeah, something like almost a square propeller, maybe 5x5 or 6x5 or something like that. I don't know, 6x6, I don't know. I'll have a look at it. I'll see if there's a possibility of replacing it with a folding propeller, because a folding propeller would definitely be a plus for this. And who wants the propeller windmilling constantly while you're gliding it? I mean, that's just not constructive.
Time remaining.
Anyway, I think the concept of the skids, although one of them came off, I'd put them on just with double-sided Scotch tape, which is not very strong. That was the whole idea. I did not want them sort of permanently attached at this point. Of course, that means I'm getting the drag from one. You can't feel it, though. It's a big plane. Drag from a little popsicle stick on the wing is not making any real difference. I'm throttling up there because I'm going to turn him, to loop him and whatever. Yeah, he's got the power to do it if you want to. His roll rate is not, perhaps, well, no, I've got him on high rates. I was thinking maybe I got him on lower rates, but I don't. I've never flown this guy. This is only the second time I've flown him, and I haven't flown him on anything but high rates, because the high rates do not give. He's by no means twitchy on high rates. The high rates do not give massive amounts of response. The high rates feel, frankly, more like low rates to me. The high rates on this guy feel like, well, maybe not low rates, but at least what I would call mid rates on most planes. They do not feel like maxed out rates, particularly. Yeah, it might be a little, I think there may be some vibration in that motor and propeller there as well. I should maybe check the balance. Oh, that's about the best I can do. His roll rate just isn't that great. He doesn't roll very snappily. He loops quite well. He's got pretty good elevator authority. But he's got pretty good elevator authority, but he doesn't, his ailerons are not particularly snappy. Perhaps not surprisingly, because that's not what he's designed to do. They're designed, for banking and stabilization. He's a powered glider payload carrier, basically, is what he's meant to be. And apparently, supposedly can carry a lot of payload. I've got 3 ounces of superfluous weight on him now. I've got the camera's about 1.5. Oh, no, 2.5 ounces, I beg your pardon. I'm thinking of a different camera. This camera's about 1 ounce. And then I've got 1.5 ounces of lead in there as well. I've got 1.5 ounces of lead in there, which is just, it's just extra weight to, so he's not tail heavy. And then the camera's 1 ounce, so he's got 2.5 ounces of extra weight on the front. But then again, people are flying like GoPros and things on this guy, so, and he's designed to do that. I don't know what the GoPro Hero weighs, but that must weigh about like 3 ounces or 4 ounces or something. I don't know. Don't have one, so I couldn't tell you. But it's big, considerably bigger than my camera, than this camera. This is the Droneview, or even than the Mobius. I ordered the FPV cradle for the Mobius now, with the idea of sending the Mobius up for FPV, probably on this guy, but maybe next year, by the time it comes, and then by the time it gets delivered, and then the weather. I wouldn't want to be flying FPV now, it's too damn cold. I've got a 3,000 milliamp hour 3-cell battery in this guy. which is, a perfectly reasonable battery. That again, people fly up to 5,000 milliamp hour batteries in them. On the other hand, I think the default recommended battery is just a 2,200 milliamp hour 3-cell. Depends how long you want to fly them for and how much weight you want. I bought 3 of these. These are zippies. I bought 3 of these this year. These 3,000 milliamp hour zippies. I bought 3 of them from Hobby King. They worked. They cost me, with the delivery, they had them on ow, my thumb is getting so cold, I'm getting like frostbite or something, it's hurting. They cost me 25 Canadian each. That was between the price of them and FedEx delivery of them. So they were delivered in like 3 days by FedEx. I'm going to bring him in now. They were delivered in 3 days by FedEx and ended up costing me 25 cents each. Not 25 cents, obviously, $25 each. Canadian, which is pretty good. You can, maybe you can't. I can see that skid on there. $25 each for 3,000 milliamp hour 3 cells is not bad. Lands nicely, and we'll pick the other skid up. Ow! But my thumbs are so cold now. It feels dangerous. They feel pain in the ends of my thumbs from the cold. Oh, that's the skid that fell off on takeoff. And the other one's still on the left wing. Anyhow, I think that skid experiment ultimately was successful. They do help him to take off, because I had a devil of a time trying to take him off without the skids. He kept falling over, and it's, how his wings touched the ground there. He would fall over, and when under high power, when one wing touched the end, that would just make the plane pivot right round. Okay. Well, anyway, that I thought was successful on the whole. Picking crap up all over everything. Good Lord, look how wet it is, and there's just, look at all this garbage on the bottom of the plane. Bit concerned there, and that's the rudder and elevator servos even are getting into the garbage, which is not good. They're not the world's best servos either. Some people were recommending replacing them. Let's try not to drip water all over the laptop. The tablet. Okay, whoops. Try not to rest the weight on the control surface. Never want to rest the weight of your planes on the control surfaces for various reasons. About 6 minutes that flight, but ooh, my fingers are so cold now. I think I missed it. Yes, I did miss it there. Now I got it. We turned off the drone view. Anyway, I flew him for, I think 7 minutes yesterday. I flew him for 7 minutes yesterday on a 3,000 milliamp hour 3-cell, and the battery was only down to 4 volts. So, he's going to be good for plenty of time. On that 3,000 milliamp hour, I think you could probably fly him for 15 minutes or so without a problem. And I think we will be attaching some more permanent variant of these skids to the wings, though, to make him take off better on the grass. Volantex Ranger 1600. Just to show the insides a bit, this is how that comes off there. You've got quite a fairly big hatch there, though it's a bit hard to reach in. I've got some lead in there. See, I've got this zippy mounted, not quite as far forward as it could go, and I've got the little lemon receiver in there. That's doing his receiving. It doesn't look very big, but they work pretty well. I might put a satellite receiver in. It's got a plug on for a satellite. I've got lemon satellites. I might add a satellite, especially if I think of flying him FPV at some point. But just flying him around in circles like that, I don't think you really need a satellite. And what's that was 6 minutes, and the battery, the battery's down at basically at 12, 3.5. I thought I flew in for 7 minutes yesterday, and the battery was only down that far. But there, and again, it may be even colder today. But still, that's still 4 volts. So you could probably fly him for 12 to 15 minutes easily on that, I should think, on a 3,000 milliamp hour 3-cell.